Good evening. We have to record with my old camcorder. We have to record with my old Canon. My other old JVC from year 2019. I think the battery is damaged. Let's close the blinds. Close for today. This was another hot day. 31 degrees Celsius, and it's still very hot, like 27 or 28. And I just eat some French fries. I was just to go to my kitchen and get something to drink, and I need a new piece of paper because this is full, and I need to add a read list number to this paper. But I have a lot of read lists. Let's open this. I have another cola. Let's put fresh cola. Let's put this inside the refrigerator. Let's put one more there for the weekends. No, I have many read lists. I don't need to make more. Yes, let's clean my glasses. So when this camcorder is out of power, I will go to bed and watch Netflix. I am watching this old Star Trek, year 1968. I'm on just to finish season 2. Took me like a few months to watch because I always do all kind of stuff, playing computer, do this. It's just need a new paper because this is full. I just download a few more PDF. No, just need some paper there. But I need both my hands to pull it off. Yes, but I have to read this again, this CPU catcher, the large one, because that's important. So I have to add it to my read again list. No, I have to read this Central Processing Units. I have to write it down. But I got the CPU, got a read list with all this somewhere down there. So, but now let's just read it now then. Central Processing Units. Yes, CPU. And DRAM. embedded DRAM, and static random access memory. Access yes, I have to write it a little bit slow because if I write too fast I cannot read my own handwriting. So I have to write a little bit slow so I can write again. I can read it again later myself. There's dynamic random access memory. Because there's some long words, it takes a long time to write it down. And I'm not English, so I have to look every word how you spell this. Dynamic. I'm from Denmark, this is not my language. But everything about computer and computer games, that's always in English. Always been like that. This IBM, that's the CPU, IBM 810, why not read about that, that's a CPU. Then supercomputer, but I have this supercomputer, I have it, but let's just read it now if I like it. Super, I have it on the, just read it again. So I have to write all this down because my computer can crash anytime. But I have this many read lists. That's my American Truck Simulator papers. I think I need to put the camcorder down because I need there's so many papers. No need to find the number. I think that's number 28. What number it is, the latest number 28, I think. 25, 26. Yes, I think that's 28. So this is 29, the other one. This paper's full, so let's put 29. But I did like to read about the pensions. This is why then I did start to do all this. That's exactly what happened, all other papers. But I have the whole winter. We have the whole winter to do it, and autumn. And I have to sit at home, many 100 days in my apartment. Let's write a date, that's 25, I think 25/8, 2022. Good. But I will make updates. I will make I'll do a video called update.pdf. That's not this one. I need to do this. Because now we are on page So, but we have to get back. But let's just read about CPUs. Just need to update because my computer can crash anytime. Then I need to have this PDF for my computer. This camcorder is not recording so clear like the other one, but I need to use what I have to recording. So this camcorder is out of power in 73 minutes. Oh, that's a long one. I need half a minute to do myself ready. Oh, I have this other 2 videos. It's ready. I have to get out my bed again. And now I have to look my cell phone. I got a text SMS. This, and I need to add it to my playlist. And that's close to 900 videos, or 700, so let's take half a minute to scroll down. It's 736. I forgot the 736, so 37. 8, 9, 40 and 41. Good. Then I have to scroll down again to check if they got on my read list. Let's take another half minute. I'm sorry for that, but I have to do it like this because I have like 30,000 videos and I have many hundred playlists. I have to do it because I will just forget it. I will forget it. If I have to do it another day, I will not remember. I cannot remember this in a few days. Now I have to update my playlist. If I record a video belong to a playlist, I have to update my playlist same time because this is how I'm working. This 5 videos. Then I have to update the news. Good. And then I need to check my cell phone. I got an SMS. Yes, I have private, I have secret phone number, of course, for some YouTuber. Yes, so now I will take my lights off my bed table. Sorry, let's start reading.
Central Processing Unit. An Intel 80486DX2 CPU, as seen from above bottom side of an Intel 80486DX2 showing its pins. A Central Processing Unit, CPU, also called a central processor, main processor or just processor, is the electronic circuitry that executes instructions comprising a computer program. The CPU performs basic arithmetic, logic controlling, and input/output, I/O, operations specified by the instructions in the program. This contrasts with external components such as main memory and I/O circuitry, 1, and specialized processors such as graphics processing units, GPUs. The form, design, and implementation of CPUs have changed over time, but their fundamental operation remains almost unchanged. Principal components of a CPU include the Arithmetic Logic Unit, ALU, that performs arithmetic and logic operations, processor registers that supply operands to the ALU and store the results of ALU operations, and a control unit that orchestrates the fetching, from memory, decoding and execution, of instructions, by directing the coordinated operations of the ALU, registers and other components. Most modern CPUs are implemented on integrated circuit, IC, microprocessors with one or more CPUs on a single IC chip. Microprocessor chips with multiple PAs are multi-core processors. The individual physical CPUs, processor cores, can also be multi-threaded to create additional virtual or logical CPUs. 2. An IC that contains a CPU may also contain memory, peripheral interfaces, and other components of a computer. Such integrated devices are variously called microcontrollers or systems on a chip, SoC. Array processors or vector processors have multiple processors that operate in parallel, with no unit considered central. Virtual CPUs are an abstraction of dynamical aggregated computational resources. 3. Contents. History transistor CPUs. Small-scale integration CPUs. Large-scale integration CPUs. Microprocessors. Operation fetch. Decode. Execute. Structure and implementation control unit. Arithmetic logic unit. Address generation unit. Memory management unit, MMU. Cache. Clock rate. Clockless CPUs. Voltage regulator module. Integer range. Parallelism, instruction level parallelism. Task level parallelism. Data parallelism. Hardware performance counter. Virtual CPUs. Performance. See also. Notes. References. External links. History. EDVAC, one of the first stored program computers. Early computers such as the ENIAC had to be physically rewired to perform different tasks, which caused these machines to be called fixed program computers. 4. The Central Processing Unit term has been in use since as early as 1955. 5. 6. Since the term CPU is generally defined as a device for software, computer program, execution, the earliest devices that could rightly be called CPUs came with the advent of the stored program computer. The idea of a stored program computer had been already present in the design of J. Presper Eckert and John William Mauchly SENIAC, but was initially omitted so that it could be finished sooner. 7. On the 30th of June, 1945, before ENIAC was made, mathematician John von Neumann distributed the paper entitled First Draft of a Report on the EDVAC. It was the outline of a STIAD program computer that would eventually be completed in August 1949. 8. EDVAC was designed to perform a certain number of instructions, or operations, of various types. Significantly, the programs written for EDVAC were to be stored in high-speed computer memory rather than specified by the physical wiring of the computer. 9. This overcame a severe limitation of ENIAC, which was the considerable time and effort required to reconfigure the computer to perform a new task. 10. With von Neumann's design, the program that EDVAC ran could be changed simply by changing the contents of the memory. EDVAC was not the first stored program computer. The Manchester Baby, which was a small-scale experimental stored program computer, ran its first program on the 21st of June 1948, 11, and the Manchester Mark I ran its first program during the night of 17th of June 1949. 12. Early CPUs were custom designs used as part of a larger and sometimes distinctive computer. 13. However, this method of designing custom CPUs for a particular application has largely given way to the development of multipurpose processors, produced in large quantities. This standardization began in the era of discrete transistor mainframes and mini-computers and has rapidly accelerated with the popularization of integrated circuit, IC. The IC has allowed increasingly complex CPUs to be designed and manufactured to tolerances on the order of nanometers. 14. Both the miniaturization and standardization of PAS have increased the presence of digital devices in modern life far beyond the limited application of dedicated computing machines. Modern microprocessors appear in electronic devices ranging from automobiles, 15, to cell phones, 16, and sometimes even in toys. 17, 18. While von Neumann is most often credited with the design of the stored program computer because of his design of EDVAC, and the design became known as the von Neumann architecture, others before him such as Konrad Zuse, had suggested and implemented similar ideas. 19. The so-called Harvard architecture of the Harvard Mark I, which was completed before EDVAC. 20, 21. Also used a stored program design using punched paper tape rather than electronic memory. 22. The key difference between the von Neumann and Harvard architectures is that the latter separates the storage and treatment of CPU instructions and data while the former uses the same memory space for both. 23. Most modern CPUs are primarily von Neumann in design, but CPUs with the Harvard architecture are seen as well, especially in embedded applications. For instance, the Atmel AVR microcontrollers are Harvard architecture processors. 24. Relays and vacuum tubes, thermionic tubes, were commonly used as switching elements. Winking sad smiley. 25. 26. A useful computer requires thousands or tens of thousands of switching devices. The overall speed of a system is dependent on the speed of the switches. Vacuum tube computers such as EDVAC tended to average 8 hours between failures, whereas relay computers like the